Okay, guys. Today we are going to work on dividing polynomials. Okay, you probably remember this from last year, but we're going to work on long division and synthetic division. So let's start with long division. Let's take just a normal division problem. Let's divide 647 by 5. Okay. Now, I just wanted to remind you of the steps. Remember that you start with the 6 and you divide by 5. Goes into it one time. Now, right here, this is a key step. So we multiply 5. And then we subtract and get a 1. The next step is to bring down the 4. And then we do it again. So now we're taking 14 and dividing by 5. So to go into that 2 times. 2 times 5 is 10. And subtract. Bring down the 7. One last time. 47 divided by 5 is 9. 9 times 5 is 45. And subtract. So your answer here is 129 with the remainder of 2. You can go old school like that. Or we can say that the answer is 129 and 2 over the divisor, which is 5. So that's pretty much how we'll write our answers when talking about polynomials. All right, so now let's do the same thing with polynomials. So again, this is long division. Let's divide f of x equals 3x to the 4th minus x squared plus 2x minus 5. Let's divide that polynomial by x plus 3. So we'll take the f function and put that inside. So 3x to the 4th. I'm going to go ahead, we're missing that cubic term right here. So I'm going to put in a 0x cubed minus x squared plus 2x minus 5. And we're going to divide that by x plus 3. So start with the quartic term, the 3x to the 4th, and we're going to divide, we're just going to look at the leading term. So we'll divide 3x to the 4th by x. So how many times does x go into 3x to the 4th? That would be 3x cubed times. Now, notice where I wrote this. It's really important that when you're dividing polynomials using long division, that you keep everything in line. So all of my cubics will be in line, all of my quadratics, all of my linears, all the way down. Okay, so let's multiply 3x cubed by x plus 3, and we get 3x to the 4th plus 9x cubed. So remember long division, we multiply here and then we subtract here. So when I subtract this polynomial here, the 3x to the 4th is just going to cross out. I'm subtracting 9x cubed, so if you want, you can distribute that negative and just make that a minus. And we get a negative 9x cubed. And then bring down the next term. Okay? And then we just do it again. So looking at the leading term, negative 9x cubed divided by x. So what do I need to multiply x by to get a negative 9x cubed? That would be a negative 9x squared. Multiply negative 9x squared times the entire binomial there. So we get a negative 9x cubed minus 27x squared. The next step is to subtract. So when I do that, it changes signs, and it'll do that every time. So this is going to cross out, and then here I get a 26x squared. Bring down the 2x. And then do it again. So here I get a 26x. Multiply that through. Let's see, it'd be 1878. Subtract. So it changes our signs. 2 minus a 78 is a negative 76x. Bring down the negative 5. Do it one last time. Negative 76. Here, I'm going to slide this down. And then negative 76 times 3 is a negative 228. I believe. Hope so. When I subtract this, signs change. That crosses out, and we end up with a 223. There's my remainder. So the answer is 3x cubed, just going to the top here, minus 9x squared, plus 26x, minus 76, plus the remainder over the divisor. And there you go. That's long division. And it is long, or it can be. Sometimes it's really quick. Remember key points. Make sure that you fill in the zeros whenever you're missing terms. You'll see a lot on your homework that are missing zeros. So don't forget that. And then just multiply, subtract all the way down until you get a remainder. And then make sure you write it. Remainder over divisor is your last term there. Okay. All right. Let's check out synthetic division. Most of you are going to like synthetic division a lot better. It's nice and quick. Really easy. Okay. Here we go. Let's do the same problem. Let's say we've got 3x to the fourth minus x squared plus 2x minus 5. And that's divided by x plus 3. So synthetic division sets up a little differently. What you want to do is take the 0 of the divisor, which is -3, and we'll put that in a box. A little half box like that. Now, the dividend here, we want to write out the coefficients. So 3, don't forget your 0x cubed, so put a 0 there. -1, 2, and -5. Write out your coefficients, and we're going to skip a space because we're going to write some stuff in right here. All right, so first step is to bring down the 3. We're going to bring that down. Now we multiply just like long division. But what's different is then we're going to add. Multiply, get a -9, and then add. Again, I multiplied -3 times 3 to get the -9, and then I added to get -9. Now I'm going to do it again. Multiply, add. Multiply, add. Last one, multiply to get a 228, and then add. Okay, this last one here, just like before, this is your remainder. And then this is your answer. Now notice I had a quartic function and I was dividing by a linear. X to the 4th divided by x. So my first coefficient here, this is going to be a cubic term. X to the 4th divided by x is x cubed. So let's write this out starting with a cubic term. So we get 3x cubed minus 9x squared plus 26x minus 76. I've got a remainder of 223 over my divisor. And we got the same answer that we got using long division, but we can also use what's called synthetic division. Now, when is synthetic really good? When you're dividing by a linear with a leading coefficient of 1. Okay, so whenever you can easily get that 0. Tomorrow I'll show you how to do it with a leading coefficient of something other than 1. But today we're going to keep it simple like this. Okay, so if it's anything else, usually I tell my students to use long division because there's extra steps involved. But like I said, tomorrow we can go over that. But that's synthetic division. Again, don't forget the 0 for the missing terms. And don't forget to bring down that first term, the first coefficient. And then from there, it's just multiply, add all the way through. That's synthetic division. Hope it helps. Your assignment's on the board. And we'll talk more about this tomorrow. Thank you so much.